Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Healing the Healers. I'm your host, Kayla New York. I don't know why every time I start, this is how I start, but we gonna get into it, people. But yeah, I'm sitting here meditating my way of meditating, which is I just talk. I just talk to my spirit team. I sit down, then I get quiet and I listen or I scribe or I just watch something they tell me to watch. So I was sitting here and I was just thinking about, God, I am so tired of knowing everything. I really am. And I remember the day I said to them, yo, this is crazy. You need to start telling me what's going on. I need to know what's happening. I need to know why things are happening, what's happening, and all this other stuff. And they were like, yes, queen, your wish is our command, empress. Your wish is our command. And I started to understand everything, not everything, but for the most part, the majority of the stuff that goes on. And although it's good having the knowledge of an idea of why it's happening, for me, most of the things that play out, I look at it and I'm like, okay, I can see the good in it. I can see why it's happening. I can see why it was done. I can see it. Before, I couldn't see it because I didn't know. And I was just like, I want to know. I want to know. And they're like, okay, fine. Here, take these blinders off, go up to this dimension or this vibration. And I'm like, okay. So I got to the vibration where I could see stuff. I could see the good and bad. I could see it from a higher perspective. So the problem with that is, or issue I find with that is, it takes away from the human reaction. And I know a lot of people are like, well, that's a good thing. You don't want to just react. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about knowing why something is happening or why it's being done kind of robs you of that anger. I never really understood how important anger was. I didn't understand how important anger was, because it's like knowing why something's happening kind of just makes you have to sit and wait. Like you have to just sit and just wait and let it play out because you know why it's happening. You know why it's happening. You know, if you do the right thing the right way with the right tone, it can move forward in the direction that the spirit has, that you already wrote it because you wrote it, but you wrote multiple versions of it. You understand? So whatever you choose to do, that's the version you're going to get out of it. So knowing this, I can't get upset. And people are like, what do you mean you can't get upset? Get it? I know I have so much knowledge right now that I know me getting upset isn't going to solve anything. It's literally not going to solve it. It's not going to change it. It's not going to make it better. It may make it worse. So me getting angry, me being upset, I can't. There's no place in it for where I am right now. So it's like, but at the same time, the human aspect of me wants to go, the what? And just wig the out. See, I'm trying not to curse, but wig the mess out. Like just flip out and be like, are you kidding me right now? That's what and the thing is, I can feel it. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my body that my body's like, so we not gonna say nothing? Like, we not gonna we not gonna check this dude? Like, we're not gonna say nothing to these people? Like, we just gonna let this slide? And I'm sitting there with my legs crossed and just sitting there going, yes, we are going to leave it because we know why it was done. So it's just like, and then the other one's like, yo, so we seriously not going to do nothing. You seriously not going to do nothing. You not going to send nobody. You not even going to find out who did it. And I'm sitting there going, no, because it doesn't matter. You understand? It doesn't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who did it. It doesn't matter why they did it. It doesn't matter. because something good is going to come out of it, because all things work together for my good and everything always works out for me. Like, my God, I feel like I stumbled into success. Like, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't like, oh, she just walked into it. And no, that's not what happened. It was like my knees are still scraped up. Like, literally, my knees are literally scraped up, you know, and it robs you of the anger. It does. It robs you of the anger. And for me, anger was always I guess, the fire, heat, or steam, whatever makes an air balloon go up. And the fire goes up, that was always anger. Because somebody would do something to me and I would get pissed off. And I would cut them off, and I would just be angry, and I would make the coolest things. Like, it was crazy. I would make the coolest things, have the coolest ideas and all this other stuff, because I'm pissed and I need to channel that someplace else. But now that I don't have people like that in my life anymore, and I've raised myself to a vibration where I know why people do what they do. Which annoys me too, because it's just like, I look at them, they do stuff, and I'm just like, yo, it's on you, bro. Like, if that's what you want to do, if that's who you want to be, then like, okay, what do you want me to do? Get angry? Getting angry it's a waste of energy. It's a waste of energy, and it's a waste of time. However, for those who know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. It's like, you know why things are happening. So getting upset, it's a waste of time and energy. So you just don't get upset. Yeah, I say, or you try not to get upset. But the issue that I'm having right now is I'm just learning this. I'm just learning this and practicing this now. So it's like, what happens to me is, I don't know if this happens to you. You might be more advanced than me. And if you are, please leave in the comments what you do. So for me, like I said, there's two of me right now. There's Keisha in the back that's like, so we not going to say nothing. Like, we not going to do nothing. Like, we not going to pop off on nothing. Like, we not going to like at least talk bad about these people. We're not going to do none of that. And I'm sitting there with my eyes closed, my legs crossed, going, no, because all things work together for good. And everything always works out for me. And he's my son. They're my kids. Everything will always work out. I don't know how it's going to work out. And it might be a roller coaster ride. And it might be scary. But all I know is all things work together for good. But knowing that, Keisha in the back is still like, oh, this is crazy. So we just really, like really? And then she starts rattling off all the stuff that we've been doing, all the stuff that we've been through, all the stuff that we're waiting on, all this. And I'm like, I understand what you're saying. And I say to her, I talk to her. I'm like, I understand what you're saying. I understand. But those things are not going to come through battle. We're in the empire level. We're no longer in that lower level where we have to fight. All we got to do is sit there and wait and keep moving forward. Focus on what you need to focus on. Do what you need to do and keep moving forward. That's it. You don't got to do anything. All you got to do is show up. They ask you a question, give them the answer. They ask you to do something, they ask you to fix something, fix it. Because that's going to help. That's putting the piece. It's just part of the piece. You understand? It literally is. It's just part of the piece. And it's like E.T. says, it's going to be a dogfight. You understand? So it's like, it's just part of it. You understand? It's just part of the plan. You understand? Like, if you have kids or you're a kid and you watch Agent Oso, it's like, it's all part of the plan, more or less. You understand? It's all part of the plan. So it's like, I have to, and I'm making this video more for Keisha in the back than for anyone else, because I need her to understand, you got this, you good. You don't got to do nothing. You don't got to do nothing. Like, none of it. Well, what about this situation over here? Leave it alone. Keep moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Keep moving forward because all things work together for good. Okay, what about your fucking love life? All things work together for good. All things work together for good, and just keep moving forward. All you can do is just keep moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Stop it, and I'm talking to her. I'm not really talking to you. You guys probably already know this, but I'm talking to Keisha in the back. All things work together for good. And even if you were like, you know what, F this, and you cursed everybody out, and you yelled and you screamed and you talked bad about the person, and you told people how bad the person is, or you ignore the person, or you do whatever, and you do a whole bunch of mess. One, that's a blemish. Like this, that's a blemish on what I'm trying and who I'm practicing being. You understand? I'm not trying this shit. I'm doing it. You understand? This is who I want to be. I don't want to be a person that is that operates out of fear. I don't want to be a person who operates. I don't want to be a person who operates out of fear. I don't want to be a person who operates out of lack. I don't want to be a person who doesn't know how to ask for help. Ruling a kingdom by yourself, there is no way I can do that. And I've been doing it for a really long time. You understand? I have a ragtag group of kids. That's literally it. I just have a bunch of kids who want to help, but they're not at a level that they can help me. They're not at a level that they can help me that I need. You understand? They can catch the overflow, but the heavy hits, the arrows, the front line, I'm in the front line by myself. You understand? So it's just like, I see me. You understand? I see what's happening. I see and I know why it's happening. And I just have to keep moving forward. You just have to keep moving forward. There's nothing to do. You just got to keep moving forward. Like I said, they ask you a question, give them the answer. They ask you to fix something. They say something's wrong. Okay. Do you have any recommendations or can you help me? You understand? I have, and I still have a problem with asking for help. I only ask for help when, if I ask you for help, shit hit the fan. Like shit went down if I'm asking you for help. Because that means I can't figure it out and I need you. You're part of the piece that I need to figure this out or to maintain my composure. It's one of the two. You're either here to help me figure something out and send me to a resource, or you are there just to keep me level. You understand? Because it's like, oh my God, because one of the worst things that could have happened to me has happened to me. You understand? So it's like, that's what keeps me level. You understand? So it's like, you need that in your camp, but I don't ask for help. And that is something I need to work on, because I feel like before, and this is definitely a wound that I got to get rid of. Do the emotion go with and clear this out so I know what I'm doing today. Anytime I asked for help, they came with strings. They came with not even strings. Those motherfuckers came with chains. You know, they came with chains. They came memory chains. That's what I should call them. Memory chains. They came with memory chains. They came with, remember when I did this for you? And it was just like, ew. And I remember telling someone one time, just because you help me doesn't mean you can treat me any which way you feel like. You understand? Because I didn't like the way that they were treating me. And I was like, I didn't like the way they were speaking to me. Me needing help because I don't know how to do it. And this is all new to me. And I have no parents that are there. That's their literal job to help me through shit. You understand? So it's kind of like, you got to give me a fucking minute. You understand? Give me a minute. You can't just be like, you know, oh, you needed help. So see, I helped you. I'm always helping you out. And I'm like, yo, hold on a second. But me being in a higher dimension now makes me understand why that person said what they said, because I'm not supposed to rely on anyone to the point that they can degrade me and I stay with it. Because there are people right now listening to my voice. People treat you like shit. and you allow it because they were there for you, because they helped you, because they were looking out for you. No one is allowed to treat you any worse than you treat yourself. So you got to start treating yourself better. It wasn't until I started treating myself better that I realized, yo, who you talking to? You understand? Keisha in the back. Who you talking to? Like, I know you ain't talking to me. Like, and then I would know that person is not a resource, or what I'm asking them for, I have the power within myself to take care of it, to handle it, and to fix it. I'm using them, which isn't good, because I'm using them to help me, and then getting upset with the way that how their help is delivered. You can't do that. And that's, you see how it takes away your anger? You see how it takes away, you see how it takes away your validation? It takes away your validation. It takes away your validation to be like, yeah, they were horrible people. No, you needed to plan better. You needed to plan better. And the beauty of it is you having issues with that person over there won't make you go to them again. You understand? And then the thing is, this is how the spirit works. The spirit's like, yeah, you went to that person one time. There was no problem. You went to that person again. No problem. Went to that person a third time. Then it's like, yo, what are you doing? You understand? The spirit wants you to cut it off because you're not learning the lesson. You're just using them and enabling them, and they're enabling you to stay stuck. So what happens is the spirit gives them an attitude. You understand? Their attitude starts to flare up, which flares up your attitude because you're like, what the hell? But then all of a sudden you realize, you know what? F that. I don't need that person. F that person. That person sucks, blah, 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 all this other stuff. So you try to go to another person and the same thing happens, right? Follow me. The same thing happens. So this, because why? The spirit doesn't want you to do that anymore. That isn't the road they're trying to get you to move forward on. Because just because you keep moving forward doesn't mean you're going forward on the right road. You have to make sure you're on the right road moving forward. You understand? If the road still looks like trash, like you're like, I don't understand why this. I'm not talking about conflict or situations or stuff that contrast. I'm not talking about contrast. I'm talking about, you know, you're not supposed to be on that road. Your spirits told you you weren't supposed to be on that road. Everybody's told you you're not supposed to be on that road. You yourself has told you you're not supposed to be on that road moving forward, but you keep being on that road moving forward. That's the problem. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, once that happens, the spirit gets you in line to go forward, and you know that person's not a jerk. That person served their purpose. That person over there is not a jerk. They serve their purpose. Everybody serves a purpose. You understand? Everybody serves a purpose. So the thing is, once you understand that that person served their purpose, you're not mad at them, because you don't mess with them because they serve the purpose, and that's their purpose in your life. So if their purpose in your life is to deflect you and get you away from them and away from what you're trying to get from them, and you keep trying to go to them, you're going to have a problem. You're going to have a problem because that's not where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be over here. Your higher self is over here, not over there. With that person and that situation and how that made you feel and all that other stuff, that's irrelevant. I used to hate when my parents used to tell me my emotions were irrelevant. You understand? And I was just like, and I don't even think they realized that that's what they were saying and that's what they were doing. You understand? I don't think they realized it, because I don't think I realized it until just now. You know, my parents used to say that to me all the time. That's irrelevant. And I'm just like, what? And at an early age, because my parents, they were immigrants from Panama. So English was very important to them. That's why I speak the way I do. English was very important to them. We could not use slang in the house. We could not tweak anything. It had to be correct. You had to speak properly. You understand? And so, granted, I still have my, New York flair to it now because I'm grown. But back when I was a kid, it was very proper. But for me, it's irrelevant who did what. It's absolutely irrelevant. You get what I'm saying? Because it's not going to move your needle. It's not going to move you forward. It's going to actually hinder you and you're going to get stuck there. It's kind of like a trap, actually. I'm learning that, but it doesn't take away from the part where the body wants to hit something. The body wants someone to hurt. The body wants someone to know, I know it was you. You understand what I'm saying? The body wants that. So right now, I'm not at a battle. It's more of a debate, which I am so excited because usually it was a full-on war. It was a war between my soul. My soul and spirit were on one side, and my body and ego, which encompassed my brain, was on the other. And they were like at war. And they were like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, this is what we doing right now. And then you see the outcome. Doesn't matter. And then it's like, what do you mean it doesn't matter? I understand that was the outcome. Doesn't matter. Like, what do you mean? And it's like being in this vibrational level. I wouldn't say it's both a blessing and a curse, but I would say that you're going to have moments when you go, that's it. There's no other sound that I can make that's going to make you do that make you understand what I'm talking about, because it's like, you can't even get upset. You can't get upset, and being scared is a waste of energy. It's literally a waste of energy, because what happens is, you're going to be all right. So you got to find the lesson, especially with retrograde coming. It's coming up, people. It's coming in July, so watch out for that. But anyway, yeah, it stops you from learning the lesson. You got to learn the lesson. But if you're like in fear mode, if you're, anger and all this other stuff, and you just like, yeah, I ain't going to do nothing. No, that's not what we're doing. We're not doing that, because it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. It's all about how you look at it and what you believe is happening. What you believe is happening. Because whatever you believe is happening is what is going to play out. That's it. That's the whole point of today's message. Whatever you believe is going to happen, that's what's going to play out, because that's what you're giving your energy to. But if you believe that all things work together for my good, and everything always works out for me, all things will work together for your good, and everything will always work out for you. It will always work out. You understand? I love you guys. I know this helps someone. Stay up, stay blessed. I will catch you on the flip side. Deuces.